Hey, Dave.
Whoa, nice car. Whose is it?
My aunt's.
Toyota Camry. They're made in Japan, aren't they?
Toyota has factories in the U.S. Camrys are made in Kentucky. And the way they're made is pretty awesome. Toyota has a reputation for being a good place to work. The company also has a reputation for making quality cars.
Toyota has developed an approach to manufacturing that is more efficient than traditional mass production. The Toyota approach has been described as lean production. Lean production requires less materials, machinery, people, time, and effort than an old-fashioned factory.
Rather than mass-producing cars the company hopes to sell, Toyota only produces cars for which it has orders from dealers. This minimizes the number of unwanted vehicles sitting in dealers' lots.
Toyota purchases only the amount of parts necessary to build the cars ordered. Kanban are cards removed from empty parts containers and collected once an hour so new parts can be reordered as needed.
The goal is to avoid having large amounts of excess parts sitting around taking up space. Instead, parts become available just in time for installation.
We have a special arrangement with our seat supplier. We send to them electronically through our computer what our production schedule is going to be for the next hour. They then load a truck of those particular seats that exactly duplicates our production schedule of vehicles in the plant. We bring the trailer in, and then we unload the seats, put them on a conveyor, they go straight to the line.
While waiting for the next shipment of seats, Penny Nation works at other jobs, like returning defective parts.
We do a lot of cross-training here, so that if somebody does call in sick and we're short on people, you know, there's always somebody here that knows how to do their job.
Team members don't do the same job 8 hours a day. Basically, when we cross-train, they like for us to know at least 3 or 4 jobs. This gives you a break mentally, physically. You don't get bored, you don't get hurt. Here at Toyota, they encourage you to make suggestions to make the job easier, better, save money. They will support you.
Toyota gives workers bonuses for suggestions that improve the production process. Workers regularly exchange ideas in meetings called quality circles.
The problem our quality circle is working on now is sandpaper reduction. The automatic wet sand machine is a huge machine that sands the car just for smoothness. We have to manually sand certain areas that these brushes won't hit. We use, at this time, 1 piece of sandpaper per side of the car, so we're actually using 2 pieces of sandpaper for each vehicle that comes down our line. The sandpaper costs 29 cents a sheet. So at a production rate of 1,000 a day, you can imagine the cost. We are attempting to cut this in half, which will save the company $6,000 a month.
The company also rewards individuals for ideas they think up on their own. A co-worker's idea changed the way that Michelle Hine installs parts in the fender well. A seat from a fishing boat has made all the difference.
The job used to be without the bass boat seats, and team members would have to squat down and walk beside the car and do the process, and it was really hard on their backs and their legs. And now we sit, and you're not standing and having to stoop down, you're right there under the fender well, so it's easier for the team member to work.
On the site of a former textile mill in Lawrence, Massachusetts, 100 employees of New Balance athletic shoe are turning out 1,300 shoes a day. Most are sneakers, but hiking boots and men's dress shoes are made here too. The company has more than 25 different kinds in production at any given time.
Keith Stilling is the plant manager.
I come from a long line of shoemakers. My father and my grandfather specifically were shoemakers. And I started out in what was effectively the family firm back in Kendal in England. as a kid straight out of college. Worked in there, worked on the shoe factory floor and one thing another. And eventually moved into the offices and started to work my way up.
The first step in the production process is to cut pieces from leather or synthetic material. Next, the pieces are prepared for stitching. A computerized sewing machine stitches assembled pieces. Stitching teams finish the upper, making the shoe three-dimensional.
In the assembly area, the soles are wed to the uppers with glue. Completed shoes are cleaned, inspected, and boxed. In each box, the customer will find a tag identifying the team which made the shoes.
Recently, New Balance has changed its production process from a traditional assembly line to a team-oriented approach. The factory now produces the same number of shoes in 2 days that it used to make in 6 weeks.
In the old-fashioned piecework environment, you used to have rows of machines, rows of people sitting behind those machines, often with long conveyor belts, delivering the parts to them and taking the parts away again. And what that it forces on the people is it forces almost a robotic mentality. They're purely a piece